guys, it's MikotoChanHeart. Welcome to the Intro to Cosplays and Conventions part, I don't remember, behavior and manners. I want to first apologize before we get started into this video. I'm very sorry for not posting the video last week. My laptop charger stopped working, and then I had to start packing because I'm moving out on Sunday. So there's a lot of stuff, and then during the week I was talking to our close friend staying at her house and then leaving at night, and then this might happen again this week with my little sister. She's practically my sister. So I'm very sorry about this. I'm going to try to make a video at least as soon as I can. Hopefully I can make my videos when I move. Maybe. I do have 2 videos planned after this one, which I will explain at the end of the video so you guys know what to expect. So let's jump in. So when you get to your convention, there's a lot of behaviors and mannerisms you should follow and supposed to follow, and there's some stuff you just shouldn't do on a basis. So when you get to your convention, you might want to act a little more outgoing than you usually are. I'm a very shy, reserved person to most people, so to most people I'm kind of an awkward, shy person in normal situations. I don't talk much. But at conventions, for most people, I'm actually extremely outgoing, or kind of outgoing. I can probably, if I'm lost or if I don't have anyone with me at a con, I'll usually try to find someone and just stick to them like glue, like I said. But yeah, but being outgoing and I also act in character sometimes, which we're gonna jump into respect. So yes, at your con you might be a little outgoing, but that doesn't give you a right to act like you wouldn't do in a normal place. Cons have standards and rules, and this is a family-friendly environment for most cons, unless you're going to a yaoi convention, but still, you want to keep it a little friendly because you never know. It's still an environment, and you still shouldn't act stupid. So we're going to jump into respect. Well, the first thing I respect is you want to respect other con goers and not be rude or do things without permission or just be very loud and very rude. Examples of this is for the loud and rudeness. If you're at a convention and you're in a panel room, giving the panelists respect will be keeping quiet, not talking too loud, and stuff like that. And also, if you have a cell phone, keep it on vibrate or silent during panels. If you know you're going to get a call, or you know your parents, if you are still living with your parents, are going to call and check in on you, then yeah, you can keep your phone on vibrate and have it near you. Having it on ring will pretty much disturb the panel, and especially if there's a special guest, it might annoy the guest just a tad. So keep that on, and if you do get a call, please leave the panel room or go in a little corner and be quiet about it. Don't pick up your phone and do this. Yo, yeah, no, I ain't doing nothing, I'm in a panel, blah, blah, blah. You're rude if you do that. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if you do such a thing, you have to show kindness and respect, especially to people who have worked really hard putting together this panel, or guests who've come from miles and miles to come and see you, especially if they're foreign guests, because at the conventions I've been to, we've had some guests from Japan, and they fly really far to get here and be at the convention. Showing them respect for this is pretty common. Also, respect the cosplayers. If they don't want a hug or a picture taken at the moment, please respect their wishes. You don't want to come up to someone and just randomly give them a hug without permission. I'm usually okay with this, to be honest, because I like hugs, but I don't want to get randomly hugged when I'm in the middle of a sentence, or I'm just not in the mood for hugging, or I'm sitting down. I like to be asked, and then I'll openly give you a hug. But some people might have heavy costumes and fragile armor made of craft foam or cardboard, and they might not want to be hugged or ran up to and hugged tightly. You might want to ask them first, and you don't want to damage their cosplays they've worked very hard on. Another thing is with taking pictures. If a cosplayer is eating or they appear to be very busy or in a rush, and if they say no, don't take the picture anyway, or don't secretly take pictures of cosplayers while they're walking around or talking. It's rude, and if they're just walking around or not appearing to be doing anything, go ask them anyway. We don't bite much. Another thing I don't really like is, well, actually this is an exception, because this has happened so many times. If you see like a group of people taking pictures of a cosplayer and you come and some of the people leave, the cosplayers usually actually stay a little bit and let you take your picture too, and that's basically saying yes without really asking, and I don't think many people seem to mind it. I kinda don't, and it's mostly, good. Now, I will give you one exception. Me and Minji were doing Alicia and Sebastian, and we are both waltzing in the game room / eatery room at NokoCon, and a person came up and took a picture or a video, and, well, we were dancing and we were too busy and we didn't mind it, so I was okay with a video. But let's just jump into more respect with acting in your character. Now, some cosplayers like to act in character, and that's completely fine. But acting too much in character can be a little bad, and that's where a lot of homesucks are starting to hate me right now. At Motaku 2012, there was rumor and proof that a Gamzee cosplayer painted an elevator and said, "honk." Now, that's a little, well, disrespectful to the convention and the hotel at one, because the convention and these were elevators, it's in a big hotel Motaku is, and they work very hard to keep everything clean and give you accommodations, and you really paint the elevator? I don't read Homestuck, so I don't know much about Gamzee's character, but still you should know not to do that in a public place. Also, I've heard instances of Homestuck cosplayers swearing randomly at cosplayers and throwing buckets at people's heads, which makes me go, don't do that. Especially throwing buckets at people's heads could really injure them and hurt them. Some people have sensitive scalps or sensitive heads, and they don't want to get hurt. Another thing with conventions is that with picture taking, you want to be not blocking in the hallway. And what I mean by this is that some of the hallways or smaller conventions have smaller hallways and more cramped places. So, like if you're in the vendor room at NokoCon, they had a lot of open spaces, or the game room at NokoCon had a big open space, and they even had photo shoots in that room. So that's totally fine. But if you're in a small room like Motaku's vendor room, and you take pictures, fine, but don't try, like, crowding up the room, because it's really small and stuff. So don't do that. If you're going to take a picture, try to get it in an open area or against a wall so you don't crowd the area, because some people might be wanting to go to an event or going to their hotel room to change. You don't want to be crowding up the people, and you don't really want to be crowding and stuff. So, with kindness, going back to kindness to cosplayers, if, let's say, an example, there is a Axel, top of my head, Axel cosplayer, and there's one that looks a little better than the other, like a lot better than the other. Let's say you're the Axel cosplayer that's better than the other. You don't want to go to the Axel cosplayer that isn't, it's good, but you're better than them, and be like, your wig's wrong, or your facial markings aren't dark red. They're supposed to be dark red. You have it black. You're wrong. Or heck, if you're not cosplaying that character, please don't go to one and point out all the trivial little details, even if it's good or even if it's not so good. People work very, very, very hard on cosplay, and they deserve to get the credit they want. I don't like it when people, sure, I don't get everything perfect for my cosplays. Sure, my Linko Mina cosplay had a horrible wig, and I deserve to get made fun of. But I did work very hard. I tried my best with everything I do, and I deserve to take credit for it. I don't really like it when someone's going to be really rude to me about it when I worked really hard. If you have something to say, please keep it to yourself in this instance. If you feel really proud about your work and someone comes and says it's horrible, you're not going to really be bad of worm. You're going to have self-esteem issues for the rest of your life. No. Don't give me self-esteem issues. I already have plenty. And for sleeping. Now, for hotel rooms, this has actually happened, and I have a very, very, very bad story to tell. God. At NokoCon 2011, my first convention, me, Ina, and some of my other friends at the time, we were hanging in the hotel hallway just checking out the view at the old area. And we kind of were rude about it. We were kind of loud and laughing, and someone stuck their head out and told us that they were disturbing, which is right. You don't want to be loud and noisy on the hotel floors, because usually the convention schedules are 10 a.m. to about 2 in the morning for a rave. And this happens a lot, and people get up early, or some people have to travel, and either all 3 days, you gotta get up early or you have traveling to do. You're gonna be tired and you'll need some sleep. You don't want to get 1 hour like MMG. Thanks a lot, hugs and love. I'm gonna tease you about that forever, by the way, though, sis. But, yeah. And here's a story that you shouldn't do. This is really bad. You do not do this. I don't know what I was doing. At Otaku 2012, me and Shay got separated from the rest of our group, and MG was nowhere to be found. I don't know where you are, where the cosplay contest was. I don't know why I didn't text you at that time, but I really needed time. But anyway, me and Shay got separated, and we felt really, we couldn't find them anywhere. So Shay and I had to follow her because she doesn't really have a working cell phone at that time, and I needed to make sure I didn't lose her, or, you know, we'd have to look for her, and we may not ever find her. Shay goes in the hotel elevators, and I follow her in, and she pushes every single button in the elevator, and then we get off. She then proceeds to run down the hallways, we both do, and we get back on the elevator, do the same thing again, run a few more hallways, be loud. Well, we weren't really being loud, we were being quiet when we were running, but still someone could have heard us and we could have been in big trouble. Another thing we did was push an elevator button, which is horrible to do at a convention because convention elevators get really crowded and really packed, and they take a long time to wait without someone stupidly pushing all the buttons. Shay! No! No, Shay! No! Another thing that we did wrong is when we got to the normie floor, basically, for the Coco Key area, me, Shay, and two other guys kind of scared normies when they looked like they were attacking us just to scare the normies, which we shouldn't scare the normies. You might get in trouble. We didn't get in trouble that night, and I deeply regret what we did, and Shay also crapped the two guys in the elevator by pushing every button and then dragging me off the floor, and then we went downstairs. I am so sorry. If anyone watches this and you're from Otaku, I was the Paperboy CL with a Kaito. I am so, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had to sit with Shay. I was too hyper, so I didn't care whatever happened. I am so sorry. You want to show respect to other cosplayers, don't do it, Shay. Possibly I did. You just want to show a lot of respect to the normies in the hotel. And another thing is, I don't like touching these subjects because I'm never going to do these things, but people do this, so I'm going to touch them anyway. Alcohol, smoking, and sexual activities. Remember what I said about this being a family-friendly environment? At conventions, I do see people actually smoking and people getting tipsy at conventions, or I hear people stories about it. So, if you're going to drink, do so responsibly and do it in your hotel room if you're going to have a little too many drinks. Because there are children and families that go to these cons, so they don't stay that late, some do, and it's not very kind of you to abuse this ability by going to a convention and drinking and getting drunk and doing stuff like that. As for smoking, if you do smoke, do it in the smoking area and don't leave any things on fire around, because like I said, little children. And sexual activities, make sure you use protection and catch whatever you're doing with those activities. I don't know. Do it till, maybe you should just save it till marriage, like a cool person. But anyway, you want to make sure, yes, you don't want any STDs going around. I don't know what you people do at conventions. Don't take any drugs, you know. Keep this family friendly. Don't do anything you would regret doing, or you don't do it, but stay at your own home. Keep the drugs and alcohol and all that stuff at home or wherever you do it, or at a party. This is a family-friendly environment, no less. So this is basically the end of the video. I probably did leave out a few things. Me and MMG did write a little script for this. He helped me with it on Skype, but the file was lost during the laptop issue, so I'm sorry, MMG. You had a lot of helpful tips. I can't recall at the moment. If I do recall them, I'll put them in Tumblr or a little mini video or something. But one more thing I'd like to press on with the two videos I have planned would be one with MMG, which will be contact use and contact stuff. Basically, I can't wear contacts for a special reason, which I'll mention in that video, and he'll be around a lot. So, yeah, that could help. And another thing is maybe a dance cover video. I know Pom Pom Pom, so I might do that, though I can't dance, so it's probably going to be a fail. Hopefully I get to have all the videos up normally. So yeah, this is MikotoChanHeart. If you have any questions or comments or things I can do to make my videos better, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you have any questions and stuff that you don't think it's video-ish, leave it on my Tumblr. If you want to see any of my cosplays or want to follow me and look at my artwork, I'll leave a link to my DeviantArt. So yeah, and if I have any guest stars in the future, I will link their Tumblr, DeviantArt, blah 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 down below. And you can also follow my Twitter, which I've had for a while. So feel free to follow, subscribe if you like my videos, and I hope you had a great day. This is MikotoChanHeart, and stay tuned for more videos. I try to make them out every week unless personal stuff gets in the way. Later, guys.